With close to 400 lakes and over 880 square miles of water, Lake County is a fisherman's paradise. From the depths of Lake Superior, where the trout and salmon roam free, to the inland waters where walleye, bass, and pike thrive, Lake County is yours to explore. All right, good morning from beautiful Lake County. We are here on Lake Superior. An awesome morning. We got the sunrise coming up. It is pretty much glass out here. A few roller waves coming in, but it is a beautiful, beautiful morning out here. Our plan for today is to jig for lake trout. We're talking that area from Knife River to Silver Bay. That's your area of Lake Superior along the north shore that I love to jig because there's structure. It doesn't get super deep, super fast. You know, there's a lot of water in that 60 to 150 foot depths that has some structure that holds fish. And it's kind of that area that you can come out here and jig for trout. So that's our plan of attack for today. We're gonna get some rods rigged up and get a bait in the water. All right, this is the type of structure that we're talking about right here. Like, it's kind of an underwater point. I wouldn't really consider this a reef, more so a big underwater point. And you know, we're talking 100 feet around it and then coming up to 60, 70 feet. So that type of stuff is that's gonna hold your lake trout here. It's rock, and down in that rock live eel pout, live sculpins, like fish that lake trout feed on. So you can see us, we're coming up on it here, and we're just gonna kind of idle around, drive around until we graph a mark, and then we're gonna drop jigs down on them. So it really helps if you can graph the fish. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. You know, drive around for a half hour. If you don't graph anything, I just start fishing, because some days your trout are super low in the rocks and you don't really graph them, but some days they're up higher and suspended and you can graph them. So, but again, all along the shoreline from Knife River to Silver Bay, you have awesome structure like this that hold lake trout year round. Spring, summer, winter, fall, you know, stuff like this definitely holds trout. So we're gonna idle around here and see if we can graph one and then get a bait in the water. Fish, fish. Yes, that is so cool. In the first 5 minutes on the graph, you could see those two that were sitting down there. So all we did is drop a waypoint, circle back around, get right over them and drop a jig down, and it's fish on. It just pays when you can drive around and graph these fish. And that's the nice part about fishing between Knife River and Silver Bay, is you have structure that these fish routinely hold on. And that's what it takes. This isn't gonna be a big fish, but it's gonna be a solid, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 pounder. Right there, man. That is a Lake Superior lake trout. I mean, just that perfect size. And it would make delicious table fare. What a fish, isn't that awesome? Just kind of crunch that Northland jig head with that, you know, 3.5, 4-inch paddle tail on there. And that is a lake trout on Lake Superior, vertical jigging in Lake County. You can't beat it. How cool is that? Let's get that one in the live well and get back down, because there's more to catch. You know, the nice part about this style of fishing is you don't need a big boat to do this. You don't need to go far. You know, today we put in at the Twin Points boat landing, and it's like a, you know, half-mile run to where we came. Like, you don't even need to start your big motor. You have Gooseberry Reef right there. You have a lot of good structure all along the shoreline, very close. You know, all the structure is a mere quarter mile, half mile away from the shoreline. So watch the weather, you know, use common sense, but you don't need a big fancy boat to do this style of fishing. You know, put in at the landing, idle out a, you know, half, quarter mile, and you can be jigging for lake trout. This still looks fish. Joe's got a fish.
This is a good fish here. It feels pretty good. Just right underneath the boat, dropped it down. Really fun to use these lightweight rods for these trout. You know, they fight so hard, and in the summertime out here, a lot of times you're trolling with big heavy gear, and it's a good change of pace to get these light rods. And oh, there he is, burping up bubbles. That's a nice fish. That's, oh, that's what I'm talking about. He said, I'm going back down to bottom and there's nothing you can do about it. Lake County, out of Twin Points, like Grant said earlier, jigging lake trout. Not even far from shore at all either. That's the cool thing. It drops pretty quick here with a little bit of structure. And these trout are pretty stacked on these small pieces of structure right now. And this is a pretty good one here for today so far. This is the biggest one we've seen today. Look at that thing. It's a shark. Good scoop. All right, there we go. That's a beauty there. Look at this fish. On the North Shore, nice redfin. Look at those fins. Look at the white tips on the fins there. That's a beautiful lean trout. As you can see, he went on multiple runs. Lake County jigging on Lake Superior. Something that not a lot of people do. You know, everyone trolls out here for the most part. And we're out here jigging and we're putting some beautiful fish in the boat. Beautiful redfin. Look at the white tips on those fins. I know I already said that, but wow, look at that. Just a stunning fish. Beautiful trout. Jigging, little chartreuse tube. And he smacked it right off the bottom, kind of hovering off the bottom a little bit. Light tackle. Went on some crazy runs. Awesome fish.
Man, that was a big fish, Joe.
That was a fun fish right there.
That's a big fish. That's what you come out here for, is fish like that. And there's bigger fish. That's why it's so exciting to be out here on Lake Superior doing this.
So fun, so fun.
I just got whacked. Boom. 1 minute later.
We are on them.
This is incredible action. Those first two, your big one, and now this one. It's madness out here right now.
We are on a good pot of fish here, eh?
This one's fighting good. This one feels pretty good too, man.
All right.
Not as big as yours, but this feels like a good fish.
Anyway.
This section of Lake Superior has some of my favorite structure on all of the North Shore. Like, this is kind of your sweet spot, Knife River to Silver Bay. It is so much fun to get out here and do this because there's not many places on Lake Superior you can jig lake trout. I mean, you can jig wherever you want, but there's not many places where you can have success like this. And it's all because of that structure that's here along the shoreline. This is going to be a nice, like, 4 or 5 pounder. Oh yeah, there it is. That's a nice fish. Look at that. That there's a nice lake trout. Beautiful lean lake trout on Lake Superior. This one would have such good meat if you're looking to keep some. You know, you get them like this. This is that perfect size to keep. You know, you get them bigger like Joe's, like those fish have a lot of fat on them. They're a little bit older. A fish like this, you know, 5, 6, 7 years old, in that 3, 4, 5 pound range. Not much fat on it. Delicious table fare. And that's what's even more fun. You have a ton of fun catching them and a lot of fun back home eating them too, because they are tasty, tasty fish. What a lake trout. This is complete and utter madness out here jigging on Lake Superior. It's almost like we're on an offshore piece of structure. I mean, that's how good action is right now. But we're right here out of Twin Points boat landing just north of Two Harbors, putting lake trout in the boat. You got to love it.
Fish on. That's got some weight to her there. I just casted this out. I was letting it sink to bottom. I didn't even jig it. I just closed my bail and went to start jigging, and I felt weight. That thing just took it right when it hit the bottom. This thing's got some weight, some decent head shakes on it. So you can see the wind's picking up behind us here. We're getting some chop. This is a good fish here, I think. Grant, we might need the net on this one here. This is a good fish. Look at that thing. That is a stud. That is a stud. Look at him turn. Oh, big tail. That is a big fish right there. That is a beauty. Oh, look at the character on him too.
That's a big fish, Joe.
Grant, get the net on this
That's
one. That's a
boom.
beauty, dude. Holy, look at the noggin on that thing.
I should have brought a bigger net. That is a large Lake County lake trout.
Jigging on light tackle.
I like the way that sounds. Large Lake County lake trout. That's it. Like, that's big fish.
All right, we'll get this guy in the boat here. Look at this fish. Welcome to Lake County. Look at this fish. We'll get some support on her belly there. Look at the character on it. Look at the lamprey scars. Battle tested, beautiful lake trout. Holy moly, look at the head on that thing. Just wide, big noggin. Just choked the tube jig there. Oh, beautiful fish. Giant fins on it. Survived a few lampreys. Just a stud of a lake trout. Lake County, jigging lake trout. Absolutely awesome.
Fish. The thunk of a lake trout hitting a jig is so much fun. You truly can't beat it. You know, you could be out here trolling these fish, and you know, trolling's a blast as well, but it's such a cool experience to catch and feel these fish on lightweight spinning gear. And there's not a ton of places on Lake Superior where you can jig and have good success, but we have definitely found some areas today with awesome fishing. Not the biggest fish in the world, but hey, it's gonna work. Look at that. Hello, welcome to the top side. That's a nice lean lake trout. And I'd say that's your average kind of North Shore jigging fish right there. What's that, 2-3 pounder? You know, that 19 to 21, 22 inch range. Great table fare, they're fun to catch. But the bonus is there's big fish out here as well. You know, that just kind of shows you what you can expect out here. Find some structure, grab some lightweight jigging gear, and fish away. And there's plenty of lake trout to be caught here in Lake County on Lake Superior. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.